The night we didn't plan, revised tonight, doesn't begin with fireworks. It doesn't begin with drama or some huge turning point. It begins with tired feet, with a long walk home, with the kind of evening that feels heavy and quiet, the kind where nothing is really wrong, but nothing feels quite right either. The sky above is dark, but not fully night yet. Clouds hang low, thick and soft, like they're trying to muffle the city. The air smells like rain that hasn't fallen, a slow silver promise of a storm. You check the time. Her name lights up the screen, a small pause in your step. A breath held, you answer. Hey, you say, softer than expected. Hey, are you home already? Not yet. On my way. Silence, thoughtful. Then, can I come over? Just for a bit. I don't want to be alone tonight. You don't ask why. You don't have to. There's a quiet history between you, something that almost happened once, a long time ago, and then never truly ended. Come over. The door you open now is not just the one to your apartment. When she arrives, the wind has tangled her hair. Raindrops cling to the strands. Her jacket is too thin for this weather, and the tip of her nose is pink asterisk, but it's her eyes that catch you. Soft, tired, unarmed. Hi, she whispers. You step back. She slips inside. Warm air meets cold. The faint trail of her perfume follows her, vanilla, rain, and something familiar that hits you in the chest. It's the same scent she wore that night years ago, when you almost kissed her but didn't. You pretend not to remember. She pretends she forgot. But the perfume remembers for both of you. You sit on the edge of the bed. She sits beside you, not close, not far. Just that dangerous middle, where bodies aren't touching, but almost. You can feel heat through the space. You look tired, she says. Long day. Same. She hesitates, then, can I stay longer? I don't want to go home yet. You nod. Stay as long as you want. Her shoulders drop. Something loosens, but with that relief comes something else. A small, uncertain tension. Like you're both standing on an invisible line neither of you has crossed for years. Asterisk, she lies down on her side, facing you. You follow. The rain begins, soft against the window, like fingertips drumming quietly. Her eyes drift to your hand. Fingers brush, testing. A question, you don't move. Her fingers slip between yours, carefully. Like a secret. I didn't come here because I was sad, she says. I missed you. It lands in your chest with weight, not heavy, just real. You squeeze her hand. Her smile is small, relieved, like exhale. Rain intensifies. It fills the room with a hush, as if the world is listening in. She rolls onto her back and gently pulls you closer. Come here. You move. Your head rests near her shoulder, her arm around you. Your breath catches, then settles. The nearness feels fragile, careful, almost a mistake. She touches your back, slow strokes. You always make this place feel safe, she says. Even when everything in my head is loud. You listen, silent. Your cheek warms against her. The smell of her perfume rises with every breath. Vanilla, rain, memory. And then it happens, the thing neither of you name. Moment of stillness where your bodies remember something your minds have been avoiding. Asterisk, her voice lowers. You know, I almost didn't call. I told myself I was being stupid. It's just another day, I'm just tired. But there was this thing in my chest that wouldn't let me go home. Rain ticks against glass. What thing? You asked. She swallows. I kept thinking about that night. The one where we almost... She stops. You know which night. You both do. You could finish the sentence. You don't. Silence stretches. Tight and thin. Her hand finds your back again, gentle. Calming. Sometimes I wish we'd finished it, she whispers. You breathe in the scent of her, warm. Familiar, painfully close. Me too. You say. It's the truth. It hangs in the air between you, quiet as rain. She shifts, pulling you into her arms for real now. You fit against her like you were always supposed to. Let me hold you, she says. Her lips brush your hair. Not quite a kiss. Something in between. Outside, the storm deepens. Inside, the room grows warmer. You hear her heartbeat, steady. Closed out her hand traces slow circles on your back. You don't have to hold yourself together. She murmurs, I've got you. Your breath matches hers without trying. Slow, calm. The thoughts from the walk home dissolve. Rain, warmth, perfume, breath. She whispers, almost asleep, I'm here. You're safe, rest. You feel the words more than hear them. Your body lets go as sleep pulls you under. The last thing you notice is the smell of her perfume mixing with the sound of rain. You're held. You are safe. And for tonight, that is enough. The evening that stayed, the rain begins before you reach your street. Not heavy, not dramatic, just a quiet, steady curtain that turns the whole world soft and silver. You pull your hood up and walk slower. There's no need to hurry. Your apartment is waiting. But nothing inside it is urgent. A warm lamp, a bed, silence. You're tired in a way that lives under the skin. Not exhausted, just used up by the day. As you turn the corner, your phone vibrates. Her name appears. Not a call this time, a message. Are you home? You stand under a street lamp, rain tapping on your hood. You type, almost. Walking back, her reply comes quickly. Do you have tea? It's such a small question that it feels larger. You hesitate. You feel that familiar pull, gentle, but undeniable. You answer, yes. 3 dots appear, disappear, appear again. Then, can I come over? Your pulse shifts. You type slowly, you can. No, emoji, I start no explanation. Just the truth. You start walking again. Rain whispering all around you. It smells like the storm has been waiting for this moment. Fresh asphalt, wet leaves, something green and electric. By the time you reach your building, you are soaked at the edges. You unlock the door, let the quiet greet you. No lights. Except for the warm lamp. You always leave near the bed. The apartment feels like exhale. You put on water for tea. Steam curls in the air. Your hands. Remember where things are. 2 cups. Honey, a blanket folded at the edge of the bed. There's a knock. 3 soft. Taps. Not urgent. Not loud. Exactly her rhythm. You open the door. She stands there with raindrops on her hair. Her jacket damp at the shoulders. Her perfume meets you before her voice. Vanilla. Something floral. And rain. It hits you in the chest like memory. Her eyes are a little tired. A little uncertain, but there is relief in them when she sees you. Hi, she says. Your voice is quiet when you answer. Hey. She steps inside, brushing rain from her sleeves. You take her jacket. Hang it to dry. She looks around the room slowly, like she's returning to a place she hasn't been in a long time, even though it hasn't been that long. It smells like you, she murmurs. You raise an eyebrow. Is that good? She smiles, small and real. It's comforting. You make tea. She sits on the edge of your bed, legs drawn up, hands around the cup, warming her fingers. For a while, you talk about nothing, work, buses, weather, the absurdity of the day. But under every sentence, there is something else, something unspoken, something that doesn't want to be said yet. Rain taps at the window. Soft. Steady. Heartbeat without urgency. She watches it for a moment. You know, she says quietly, I almost didn't come. You sit beside her. Why? She shrugs, looking at her cup. I didn't want to ruin anything. You wait. She always circles toward her truth slowly. Last time, she continues, when I fell asleep here, I woke up different. I kept replaying things in my head. She glances at you. It scared me a little. You don't hurry her. How different? She swallows. Close. I felt close to you. And I wasn't sure if that was allowed. Your breath shifts in your chest. Allowed. You say softly. It didn't ruin anything. She nods, but the worry's still there. Quiet behind her eyes. Rain deepens outside. The room grows warmer. She puts her cup down and wraps the blanket around her shoulders. You see the moment she almost asks you to sit closer, then stops herself. Uncertain. You do it first. You move next to her, lightly. Without touching, the air between you tightens, thin as silk. She exhales. A breath she didn't know. She was holding. Your knees touch, just a little, warm through. Fabric. The silence becomes something living. You can feel your heart beating in your throat. Not from fear, but from recognition. That's strange. Quiet certainty that something is happening, finally. After all the almost, she turns to you. I keep thinking about that night, she says. The one where we almost... You finish the thought softly. I remember. Her eyes lift to yours. I didn't know if you did. I did, you say, every time the rain smells like this. She looks away for a moment, as if the truth is too bright to hold all at once. Then she whispers, I wanted to kiss you. I think you knew. You nod. I knew. And I froze, she says. I was afraid of wanting too much. You take a slow breath. I was afraid of losing you. This lands between you like a worm. Heavy stone, not painful. Just real. Her voice is barely audible. You didn't lose me. The rain slows, then deepens again. Steady rhythm. She leans her head against your shoulder. Not dramatic. Not sexual. Just contact. Warm. Familiar. Unavoidable. You sit like that. Listening to the storm. After a while, she says, I don't need anything from you tonight. I just want to be here. If that's okay. You answer without thinking. It's okay. She adjusts the blanket. Shifting closer, her hair brushes your neck. Her perfume fills the air. Vanilla and rain. Memory and present tense. There is a small, beautiful awkwardness in the way she settles. Careful, shy. Hoping not to overstep. You place your hand on the blanket between you. Just resting there. Her fingers find it. Slowly, like a question. When they touch, you feel that same pull. Gentle but certain. She whispers, I don't know what this is yet. You squeeze her hand. We don't need to know tonight. Rain answers for both of you. She relaxes against you. Finally. Minutes pass. Maybe hours. Time becomes soft. Her breathing slows. Your shoulder grows. Warm where her head rests. Before sleep comes. She says the quietest thing of the night. Please don't disappear. You turn your face toward her hair. I'm here. She exhales. Long and relieved. Outside. The world is gray and wet. Inside. There's light and tea and warmth. And two people who have been circling each other for a long time. You stay like that until both of you drift. It is not a beginning. It is not an ending. It is something in the middle. Still forming. Still uncertain, but deeply alive. The rain keeps falling. The night stays, and neither of you move away. The morning we tried to act normal. Morning comes quietly. No alarm. No sunlight. Just the slow, soft awareness that you are awake. And you are not alone. You feel it before you remember it. The weight of an arm around your waist. Warm breath against the back of your neck. The faint scent of vanilla and rain on your pillow. Her scent. For a few seconds, you keep your eyes closed. Suspended in that strange, fragile space between sleep and memory. Last night returns in pieces. The tea. The rain. Her head on your shoulder. Her fingers threading through yours. Her voice asking, please don't disappear. You didn't. You're still here. She is too. You shift slightly. Her arm responds before her mind does. Tightening just a little, as if you're something she's afraid to drop even in sleep. You smile into the pillow. Outside. The rain hasn't fully let go of the night. You hear a soft, steady tapping against the window, lighter now. Like the storm is tired, her voice reaches you, husky with sleep. Are you awake? You hum in response. Yeah. There's a tiny pause, like she's checking the shape of the moment. Still here, she murmurs. You let out a quiet breath that could be a laugh. I noticed. She shifts behind you, carefully loosening her hold just enough for you to roll onto your back. When you do, you find her watching you. Her hair is messy, falling across her forehead. Her eyes are softer than you've seen them in months. No armor. No jokes waiting at the edge. Just raw, sleepy honesty. Hi, she says. Like you just walked into the room. Hi. For a heartbeat, you both simply look at each other. That's when the nervousness arrives. Sudden, sharp, quiet. What now? Was that too much? Did we cross a line? Are we supposed to talk about it? Are we supposed to pretend we don't need to? You see it land in her too, that flicker of uncertainty at the corners of her mouth. She breaks eye contact first. Glancing at the window, still raining, she says. You follow her gaze. It likes us. She smiles. Small but real, or it's trying to trap me here. You answer before you can think. I wouldn't complain. The words hang between you. Warmer than you expected. More honest than you planned. Her eyes return to yours, searching. You say that now. She murmurs. Wait until I finish all your tea and complain about my life for 3 hours. You already do that. She blinks. And you still let me in? Yes. You say simply. Something in her face softens at that. Like you just unlocked a door she thought was stuck. She lies there for a moment, on her side, propped up on one elbow, studying you with a seriousness that feels almost too intimate for morning. I'm trying not to overthink this. She admits, me too. I keep wanting to label it, to decide what it means, to file it somewhere in my head so it stops making me nervous. You swallow, and does it help? She laughs once, quietly. No, not at all. She looks down at the blanket between you. At the small distance you've automatically kept, a cautious gap. Like the edge of a cliff, her fingers move first, slowly. She reaches out and picks at a loose thread near your hand, not quite touching you, but close enough that your skin can feel the nearness. Does this feel okay? She asks, barely audible. You shift your hand just enough that your fingers brush hers, a tiny spark. Yes, you say. Then, more honestly, it feels better than okay. She lets her fingers rest there, almost but not quite entangled with yours. You know what I'm scared of? She whispers. You wait. I'm scared that I want more than you do. That I'll move too fast. That I'll ruin this, whatever it is, by wanting it too much. You exhale slowly. I'm scared, you reply. That if I let myself want it fully, you'll change your mind. Her eyes flick up to you, startled. You think I'd do that? You hesitate, not on purpose. Just, you get scared. Or overwhelmed. Or decide it was easier when we were just almost something. She flinches the way people flinch when a truth lands too close. You're not wrong, she admits. That's what I did last time. The night you almost kissed. The night that has been living between you ever since. You remember the way she pulled back then? The way she laughed something off that wasn't funny? The way she changed the subject, changed the tone? Changed the whole temperature of the room because she wasn't ready to let herself fall. The scent of her perfume was heavy in the air that night too. Vanilla, rain, almost. You look at her now. In your bed, your pillow carrying that same scent, but warmer, lived in, touched by sleep and closeness. Are you going to do that again? You ask softly. She is quiet for a long moment. Outside, the rain intensifies, tapping a little harder at the glass. Like it's insisting, listen, 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 I don't want to. She says that her voice is so honest it almost hurts. I don't know how to be good at this, she continues. I'm good at being the friend who jokes, I'm good at leaving first. I'm good at staying almost close, but this scares me. You look into her eyes and see it. Not drama, not performance, but genuine fear wrapped in genuine desire. I'm scared too, you say. Maybe that's okay. She lets out a breath she'd been holding. Will you tell me, she asks, if I'm going too fast? Or if I pull away too far? I don't trust myself to notice. You squeeze her fingers. I'll tell you. You promise. And you? She asks, will you tell me if you need more? Or less, if something hurts? You nod. I'll try. She leans in a little, just enough that her perfume brushes you again. You don't have to be strong with me, she murmurs. I'd rather know the truth than watch you pretend. The words land somewhere deep. You feel your throat tighten around them. I'm tired, you admit quietly. Not of you, just tired of carrying everything alone. She shifts closer, still careful, still leaving you space to say no. You're not alone here, she says, your hands finally intertwined properly now. No pretense. No, almost. Her fingers are warm and a little cold at the tips. Like she's always halfway between inside and outside. You lie there like that for a while, facing each other, sharing breath, sharing warmth that the rain slows again, turning to a gentle, distant whisper, eventually. She glances toward the clock. I should probably go, she says. Though her body doesn't move. Probably, you echo. Neither of you do anything about it. She smiles. Small and crooked. Can I stay a little longer and keep pretending I live here? You pretend to think. I suppose I can allow that. Wow, she replies. That's generous. She shifts onto her back and tugs your hand until you follow. Letting your head rest on her shoulder this time, her arm wraps around you with more confidence than last night, still gentle. Still careful, but less like a question and more like a choice. You listen to her heartbeat. Feel the rise and fall of her chest. Smell the familiar trail of her perfume on her skin. She stares up at the ceiling. Voice soft. If we keep doing this, she says, we're going to have to talk about it properly at some point. I know, you reply. I'm not ready today, she admits. Me. Neither. But I don't want to pretend nothing is happening, she adds quickly. I just want to stay here with you and let it be what it is for now. You nod against her. We can do that. The rain outside finally begins to fade, leaving only the occasional drip from the roof. She tightens her arm around you. One more thing, she says. Please don't be nice to me just because you think I'm fragile. If you don't want this, if I ever push too much, I need you to tell me. I'd rather be hurt by the truth than comforted by something fake. You lift your head just enough to look at her. I'm not being nice, you say quietly. I'm being honest. I want this. I just don't know what this is yet. Her face opens at that. That's enough for me, she whispers. You settle back onto her. She brushes her lips across your hair. Touch so light you could almost convince yourself you imagined it dot almost. Going to leave my heady here, she says after a while. Voice turning half playful, half serious. By accident. So I have an excuse to come back. You smile. You know, I'm going to smell it when you're gone, right? I'm counting on it, she replies. You feel heat rise in your chest. Vanilla. Rain. Her dot later. When she finally does leave, shoes softly on the hallway floor, one last lingering look at your bed. At you, the room feels strange without her. You sit down on the edge of the mattress. Pick up the hoodie she forgot. It smells like her completely. You bury your face in it and close your eyes. Outside, a light drizzle starts again. Just enough to whisper against the glass. You don't know what you are yet, but you know this. You are not back at almost anymore. You're somewhere between almost and something real. And even if it's scary, it's alive. the hoodie in your hands, the rain at your window, her perfume on your pillow. She will be back. You're sure of it? The weekly pretended to be ordinary. The first thing you notice is the HOODIE dot. It sits on the back of a chair like it belongs there. Soft fabric, sleeves draped, the faint scent of her perfume woven into every thread. Dot vanilla dot. A little floral. Dot rain. Dot you. Don't move it. You pretend you're not aware of it every time you walk past. But your body remembers. She left it here on purpose. 3 days pass. You text. But not about that. Dot nothing heavy. Dot nothing direct. She sends you a picture of a cat sitting in a bakery window. You reply with a picture of your coffee. She writes, "Looks sad." You write, "It's just tired." She replies, "Same." It is ordinary. But it I send single quotes T. Dot the hoodie waits. You wait, too. On the 4th day, she appears in your doorway after work. Without warning, you open the door to her leaning on the frame, hair damp from drizzle, carrying a small paper bag. "Dinner," she says. Dot no. Explanation. Dot no hello. Dot just dinner. You step back to let her in. The apartment feels warmer immediately, as if her presence turns the light softer. She kicks off her shoes, shrugs out of her jacket, and without being invited, heads straight to the kitchen to put containers on the counter. "You okay?" You ask. "Mostly," she says. She means tired. Hungry, overstimulated by life, but happy to be here. The rain starts again, thin and steady against the windows. You heat up the food while she sits at the table, legs tucked under her like she's claimed the space without asking. Dot. When you bring plates over, she looks up at you with that small, unguarded smile. "Thank you," she says. Like it's bigger than dinner. You eat. There's no rush. Dot no reason to talk loudly. Dot no reason to fill. Silence. Dot her foot brushes yours under the table. Dot once. Dot twice. Dot then. It stays. Not deliberate. Not accidental. Dot just close. After a while, she leans back and sighs. "This feels weirdly domestic," she says. "Does that bother you?" She shakes her head. "No, I like it. I'm just not used to liking things quietly." You understand. She watches your hands as you gather plates. Dot. Then she stands up, walks around the table, and takes them from you. "Let me," she says. You don't argue. She washes dishes while you wipe the table. Rain. Outside. Warm light inside. Dot. It feels like a life neither of you planned, but somehow fits when the kitchen is clean. She stops in the doorway, leaning against the frame, watching you. "You still have my hoodie," she says. "I noticed." You reply. "Did you miss it?" "A little." She steps closer. "I missed it too," she says. Dot. Her voice is quiet. Then, very softly, "I missed you in it." There is a pulse of warmth in the air. You open your mouth to answer, but she shakes her head gently. "Not yet," she whispers. "We don't have to name anything tonight. Let's just be here." You nod. Out. She looks relieved. Later, you end up on the couch together. A movie plays that neither of you is watching. She sits close, but not touching. That same careful, trembling middle distance every few minutes. She shifts a little closer without meaning to. Eventually, her head finds your shoulder. Dot. Her hand rests on your knee. Dot. It feels like gravity. You don't speak. You breathe. The room grows darker. Only the lamp and the rain outside. Dot. After a long time, she says quietly, "I'm sorry if I'm strange about this." "You're not strange," you answer. "You're cautious." "That's different." She nods against your shoulder. "It's just new." "I don't know how to do new without messing it up." You turn your head slightly, enough for your cheek to brush her hair. You didn't mess anything up. Her fingers tighten slightly on your knee. You say that like you're sure. "I am." "Why?" "Because you're here," you say simply. She breathes in. "Slow. You didn't chase me away. You didn't run." Silence. Stop then. Even softer. Not this time. That lands. Last time, the night you almost kissed, she had pulled back. Changed the subject, made a joke, vanished into her own fear. This time she stayed. This time she's leaning on your shoulder. Warm and human and very real. Thunder murmurs in the distance. You shift slightly, letting your arm rest behind her back, not pulling her in, just their safety, contact, choice, She settles into it, relieved. I meant to ask something, she says. Ask. If I fall asleep here again, is that okay? Yes, you say immediately. She laughs softly. You didn't even think. I didn't need to. She relaxes fully now. Head on your shoulder, your arm around her, both of you facing the quiet room. Her perfume rises with her breath. Warm. Familiar vanilla dash and dash rain. After a while. She murmurs, I've had a hard week. I didn't want to be alone tonight. You aren't. You say, no, I'm not. Minutes pass, then she shifts, turning toward you, so close you can feel the warmth of her through her shirt. Without losing eye contact, she reaches for the hoodie on the back of the chair. She pulls it onto herself. It hangs loose. Oversized, she meets your eyes. Better, she whispers. You swallow. You look like you belong here. You smell like home, she replies. Barely audible. For a long time, neither of you move. Then she lifts the blanket from the couch and draws it over both of you. When she settles again, her hand finds yours under the fabric. Fingers interlace. Slow. Careful. Shirten. She exhales. Long and tired, and rests her head on your chest this time. Her voice is almost sleep. When I'm here, I don't feel like I'm performing. I don't feel like I'm pretending to be okay. I just... You stroke her back lightly with your free hand. You don't have to pretend. I know, she whispers. That's why I came back. Outside, the rain shifts from steady to soft, like the storm is easing. Inside, the room is warm. You feel her weight against you, relaxed, trusting. The scent of her hoodie fills the air around you, both as her breathing deepens. You think this is ordinary, but it's not. This is simple, but it's not. This is the most honest thing either of you have had in a long time. When she finally falls asleep, curled against you, you do not move. You lie there, listening to rain, holding her gently, like something fragile that knows how to heal if given time. The night stretches. You stay awake longer than you should, just to memorize the shape of her warmth, the sound of her breath, the weight of her arm. You do not touch her. Here, you do not kiss her, but you want to, not desperately, not urgently. Just quietly, you want. When sleep finally takes you, the last thing you feel is her heartbeat against your chest. Steady, human, soft.